What's going on, RC homies? This is the RC News, episode 45. We try to do this every week. This week, a whole bunch of RC goodies to discuss. Let's get into it. All right, Ford Raptor fans, check this out. It looks like Traxxas came out with a Ford Raptor Ultimate 4x4 with a licensed Raptor body and licensed BF Goodrich tires. It's essentially a slash VXL chassis with a whole bunch of Ultimate upgrades on it. So kind of like a slash Ultimate underneath, a new body and some new tires. Yeah, it's a pretty nice unit. It looks about $1,000 Canadian, so a little bit less American, and comes in a few different colorways: the black and gold, the gray and orange, and then looks like just black. Yeah, pretty cool. Got some upgrades: the Metal Gear servo, a bunch of aluminum drizzled throughout, knuckles, steering knuckles, things like that. The better shocks on it, the GTR shocks. So yeah, pretty nice, proven platform. How can you go wrong? Waterproof electronics, up to 60 miles per hour, they're saying. So pretty nice truck. Just a VXL with a Raptor body on it and BF Goodrich tires. Like I said, why does it have independent rear suspension? Super annoying. Well, if you're looking to install some bump stops on your VS410 or H10 Optic, it looks like Triel's come out with a set. We had some come out from H-Tech a little while ago, but Triel's got some nice colors here: blue, black, gold, purple, and silver. Direct bolt on, no mods needed. Looks like they're about $30, and you could probably use them on other projects too. Man, these 1RC mini oval cars are so rad. This is their new 1/18 scale asphalt modified. They're calling it the 2.0 version, so they've done some updates. Comes with a clear body. It comes with an 8700 kilovolt motor, so brushless system. The ESC is LiPo compatible, but it does come with a 230 milliamp nickel metal battery. And yeah, just everything to get you going. It's full RTR, super detailed. Look at the chrome bumpers on it. It's so nice. Those little Hoosier tires and those chrome wheels. I don't know, for scale realism from a mini, oval fans, this thing's pretty rad. I feel like we could just race these anywhere, honestly. We could do like a flash mob oval race and just show up in a parking lot and take over. But anyway, these things are pretty cool. I got to get me one. I don't have a 1RC yet, so send me one. I'd love that. Well, R1 Works came out with a low CG shock tower for the B7. So it's a rear shock tower, -2 millimeters. Every bit counts. Yeah, you can just lower your shocks. It comes in like a forged matte and a regular high gloss carbon, and then matte 3K plain weave. So a couple different options there. I always like to show R1 Works stuff. They make really high quality stuff. So that's their new shock tower, and this is their new slipper eliminator. So yeah, for those that are racing carpet, you want to do a slipper eliminator, you can do that. They've made a really lightweight unit here. Man, they are saying that it is 3.4 grams excluding the gear. It does come with a titanium top shaft screw though, so an alloy lock nut. So that kind of makes sense. Man, what a nice assembly. So for $39, you can lighten it up, and yeah, a couple nice offerings from R1 for the B7. Shock tower and slipper eliminator. And check out these alloy body panels from H-Tech for the Axle UTB 10 Capra, so the 10 scale one. Pretty nice, molded, stamped out alloy body panels. They come in a couple different colors. You can do black, red, blue, and can do a custom color for an extra $39. So yeah, if you're looking to facelift for your Capra, check this out. Looks like they're about $129. Yeah, not bad. Pretty nice, stamped out alloy. Give you some scale realism. Pretty cool. Well, it's the little things that count. I have to share this one with you guys. If you haven't seen this yet, One Up Racing on their tie rods has done this clever little thing where the short side and the long side indicates which way to turn it. So rather than messing up your tie rods and forgetting which way to turn them, because you usually have that little slash on it and you can never remember, now you can remember. What a clever idea. Too bad One Up wasn't around the 80s to come up with this. Speaking of the 80s, check out this vintage race that Associated is going to put on in Las Vegas, October 16th to 19th. All brands welcome. Imagine the vintage cars you're going to see there. A whole bunch of old Kyosho, some Yokomo, all the good stuff. Yeah, any brand. So they should make the racers wear vintage period correct clothing though. It should be a prerequisite to enter. You have to dress the part. That would be amazing. I would definitely watch that. I'd love to watch it anyway. It looks like PR Racing finally came out with their 4-wheel drive short course 10 scale truck. It looks pretty nice actually. Look at the layout. Pretty cool. Pictures are kind of small here. Sorry folks, but you know, it is what it is. Their website's kind of lacking in that way. But yeah, pretty nice little unit. Another 4-wheel drive short course. I don't know what's going on with that class. Seems to still be big in the US. It's kind of dying over here in Canada. We still get some entries, but I don't know what's going on. So yeah, nice offering from PR. Just another 4-wheel drive short course contender. PR, you know, they show up at races. They seem to do okay. They're not winning the big races, but they're out there. They're trying. Well, it looks like we have a new offering from Italian manufacturer Genius. This is their 1/8 scale GT platform. It's called the GTC 8.25. Yeah, they've won a bunch of championships in the past in GT class, and they've just kind of refined their 1/8 scale platform. Looks really nice. Don't have a lot of info on it, but the chassis layout looks super sweet and looks very high quality. Can't tell if these pictures are so much rendered, but you know, they tend to make nice stuff, and this looks very nice. And now you can be as fast as Spencer Rivkin. All you need to do is buy these shorty packs. No, it looks like they came out with some Rivkin Pro Model ProTech batteries, and they're actually kind of cool. You can insert these weights in the bottom of them. They've done a little cutout, and you can buy the ProTech weights, 10, 20, and 30 grams, and throw them in there. So yeah, just like a little recessed unit to get that weight low. Kind of nice. So yeah, the batteries are actually pretty high specs on them too. 130C, 4800 mAh, and they're a high voltage Rivkin ProTech pack. So pretty cool. Looks like $65.99 for a pack. And yeah, ProTech makes some pretty nice batteries. So you want to be as fast as Rivkin, you got to get these batteries. Just joking. But yeah, there's the weights. 10, 20, 30 grams, $27 for a set of the weights. And yeah, if you're looking to get some low CG weight on your chassis, that's actually an excellent way to do it. So pretty cool design. Well, if you're running a Mugen 10 scale buggy, the MSB1, you've now got a 4mm shorter chassis to choose from. They've also got some new universal joints, apparently makes the suspension move smoother. So that's interesting. And also they've come out with some new pistons, 2.5mm thick. You can get them in blank or a whole bunch of other sizes. So yeah, interesting. If you bought a Mugen buggy, you can get this stuff now as option parts. Kind of nice. All right, RC homies, that's episode 45 complete. Here we are at the beach again, time-lapse sunset. The sky was clear until the jet went over and cloud seeded and ruined it. Conspiracy theory complete. What do you guys think of the Traxxas Raptor? Pretty cool. Shouldn't have independent rear suspension. That's it for today. Peace, homies.